This is a follow-up of a video 120 on the Barrage balloon cable cutters.
What we got here then?
This is, in all my years on the flight, this is the first time I've actually come across one of these.
Oh, it's the slug, is it?
And this is basically, it's Alien knock. It's same dimensions diameter wise as a 12 bore, but half the length. Brass cartridge. And when the mechanism was triggered by the cable sliding along the leading edge into the cable cutter, there were two sprung loaded arms which the cable triggered, released the firing pin, and then fired the cold hard steel chisel down the bore through the cable against the anvil, and that's what cut your Barrage balloon cable.
What's it made of? Tungsten or something like that?
I just know it's a special hard steel.
Yeah, it must be, yeah.
I've never seen one before in all the years, so that's in my private
Where did you get this one from, you say?
I was lucky enough to come across that on eBay.
Oh.
And it was a chap's father who was an armourer serving at RAF Foldingworth. So that would be 300 Squadron, the Polish Lancaster Squadron up there. And he kept it as a souvenir.
Well, good. That's a good little piece for your museum, isn't it? Well, thanks, Gerb. That's a good story.
And I'll dig the rest of the stuff out as and when I can find it for you.
Right, good. Thank you.
Okie doke.
Yeah. How far back was this skin?
Sorry?
How far back did this skin come?
Same as that one, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now we've got the new stringers in, get it back to position and get it ready to rip it up. Do the same with that one as well once we've got it.
Yeah.
They need a
So
bit of a
you
repair.
haven't put these rivets in here then?
Sorry?
You haven't put these rivets
No,
in?
they're all the original ones. That skin was okay, so
Yeah.
but, we've got a puncture repair to do there as well.
Yeah.
A couple of punctures, so I've cut that out as well.
Oh, good, just putting that back looked an improvement.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So you're getting somewhere. Thanks, Dave. And it's you what's been making all the noise this morning.
Absolutely.
Triggering the audio up on the camera. And you've just been bead blasting these, have you?
Yeah, just to get the corrosion off it.
All the ribs now have been removed from the leading edge. Will you rivet the skins back on there along the stringers before you get the formers, Ilby?
No, all this will have to wait to get the formers, then we'll drill them off.
Yeah.
And the whole thing will have to come apart, be painted,
Yeah.
then back together, and then the final rivet up. So yeah, we get the skins so far, and then we need the formers. So,
Yeah. Formers,
Sorry?
are they the new door?
Yeah, lower door, the lower door former. That was in the original accident, both ends are fractured, and so effectively on Jane that will become the new can't really step in. You can see the crew access ladder spigots go in these two holes here, obviously that relate to there. So if you know where the ladder goes on the Lancaster, this is that you can see that is the entrance to the fuselage at the back there.
So you've got those to put in, have you?
Yeah, I'm fabricating these to go in where I've been working on the rest of the structure. This is going in, and I'll start to put that in today. And then there's we've got another one at the top of the door.
Oh yeah.
Another one inside above that. And then finally there's one below that one. So you end up with this sort of structure to get in and out.
The access panel where the stand is on the left wing.
Oh, it's actually up the Lancaster, is it, this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I took it off yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was riveted on. We're gonna screw it back on.
Yeah.
So it was.
It was riveted on. Now you're going to put the anchor nut strips on
That's
it.
correct. Yeah. As they've done with more pieces of it.
Yeah.
So they're just working all the way to the left wingtip now. It's the last piece
Yeah.
on the left side, I think.
Yeah.
So, but it's the access for the trailing edge,
Yeah.
right? So that you can remove the trailing edge. So it is good to be able to take it off regularly, and the way it was terrible. Like the rivets were very difficult to get out, so it wasn't easily accessible.
Don't the vibration undo the screws? Don't, I know they got locking up.
Yeah, no. It's very difficult still for a fastener to work itself loose if it has a proper clinch on the locking nut, right?
Yeah.
So I think, no, I've not had very many ever work themselves loose, even though the wing, of course, is flexing and changing shape all the time.
Yeah.
You know, on the flying airplanes especially, but it doesn't seem to cause a problem. It's and many times it's sometimes harder to get the screws out just because they start to have a bit of corrosion or something. The heads wear out, and that's really more the problem with screws, is that they wear themselves out, right?
Yeah.
Because you've installed them and over-torqued them, or people have just not used good tooling, and you're doing a favor to the next person, right? You may think you're doing a great job getting the airplane back together, but by doing it properly, you're helping the next person that's going to have to do the job. Not, so.
You don't. What you're doing now? Just removing the.
Yeah. So I'm taking we're going to replace this piece because the holes have gotten so large.
Yeah.
Again, from rivets being installed so many times. So mainly these fasteners are the bad ones.
Yeah.
The sheet itself is fairly well preserved.
Yeah.
But we'll have to duplicate each piece, if not reuse each piece.
Yeah.
Right. So
will you use
these
this top hat strengthener again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I think that piece is all right as well. It's got one small dent in it here. We could probably work that smooth again, or even the dent itself doesn't deform the panel too much.
No, doesn't lose any strength at all.
No. And that's the thing with dents. You don't always need to take them out. Sometimes they're absolutely fine. You can just leave them alone.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a matter of, still quite a few rivets holding this on, and then there's several pieces like that all the way through the panel, right? That need to be dismantled. It's just all part of the process. Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I always thought it was better, when taking the engine out, to take it out in its bearers. But you haven't done this number 2 engine, you've left the bearers up there.
Yeah, we the last engine we had off, we did leave it in the bearers, but we're having a bit of problems with the stand it goes onto. The stand is a lot bigger. It's a massive piece of kit.
Yeah.
And we just found it for this. It's just easier to use the stand here, which we can move around the hangar very
So
easily.
this is number 2 engine,
Yep.
and you've taken it off for what reason?
The starter motor gearing in the wheel case is had it.
Oh.
So to get it off, you've got to take the supercharger and the carburetor off, which is over there, and then you have to take the wheel case off, which is this.
So whereabouts does the starter motor, because it
It's in
hangs
there.
vertical, doesn't it?
Yeah, starter motor hangs off there,
Yeah.
and it's the bearing inside that's gone, and there's a load of like planetary gears in there,
Yeah.
and if it's a jumper cog, they just mash up,
Yeah.
and this was on its way out. So,
Have you got a replacement to just put a new unit
no,
in?
it's got to go away to Morris.
Oh, is it? Oh, got to be rebuilt and that.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't got the tools to get the... Well, we can't really lift it up, but the other side, it's quite complicated.
Yeah.
It's the
I know the
supercharged
wheel
gearing.
housing when they had off the Mosquito,
Yeah,
and the other chief engineer was here. I can't remember.
Keith.
Keith.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about it, you know, and it was a very
Was that the-
complicated issue.
Was that the reduction gear or the wheel case?
It's the wheel house, the wheel case.
Wheel case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a complicated
Yeah,
little unit, isn't
so
it?
that I
The
believe
weight of it as well.
that has to come off. Yeah, we needed the gantry for them.
Which rolls in bits all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to cough it and let it be sick.
Yeah, so
Was that a water pump?
Will this one go back on the Lancaster? Will it be ready in time?
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it will.
I'm sorry, John, you're working and I should have
I
known.
mean, just as the taxi riders are getting on.
Yeah.
The best taxi run.
Because there was what made me ask the question, they were building the spare engine up, weren't they? Down there. So, yeah.
Well, so it's been a bit of a wing and prayer with this one because of the starter motor.
Yeah.
And because the blocks were off the spare engine, so we did have a spare engine. So.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to, well, a spare ground on the engine. We don't want to use any of the airworthy ones.
No. Because you've still got number 1 is the airworthy one, isn't it?
No, none of them are now.
None of them are now.
Oh, you've taken them off again, did you?
No, it's number 4 that was the airworthy one.
Sorry?
It was number 4 that.
Sorry, yeah, number 4.
But
Yeah.
it's no longer.
No.
Why, it's no longer because it's been on the Lancaster?
Because
Yeah.
it's been run so many times now. So,
Yeah.
And there's no monitor. There's no official monitoring of the hours when it's grounded.
Yeah.
Whereas flying is set so many flying hours
Yeah.
before you do stuff. These ones are just tax time.
What is the cost of petrol on one taxi run? Or how much gallons do they use?
You probably use 90 litres and it's £2 a litre, I believe. So it's,
90 litres.
yeah, so it's about £200 in fuel.
How much fuel?
Between 20 and 25 gallons.
Yeah. And how much is that times what? How much is it a gallon? £10 a
No,
gallon?
it's £2 a litre, so it's £9 a gallon, basically.
£9 a gallon, yeah. Yeah.
4.56 litres in a gallon.
Yeah.
4.5462.
Yeah.
I used to work in a refinery. Don't go on to
That's
fluids
all right.
and stuff.
Fluids.
Please God, no.
Sipping gravity.
Yeah, no.
So, how much in actually cash does it cost at £9 a gallon to run a taxi? Right.
About £200.
£200. Yeah.
There used to be